Drinking with Noah Barrasso.
And Jonathan Cottrell.
It's Cottrell, but that's okay.
It is Cottrell, and people...
You got it.
I said Cottrell, and then other people say Cottrell, so after enough times...
They are right, and you are wrong, sir. It's okay, though. No one pronounces my first name
Cottrell.
Correctly. I know,
that's
Cottrell. No, it's Cottrell.
It is Cottrell.
It is
Did
Cottrell.
I say Cottrell?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
But, most people don't know that... it's Joe Nathan, but that's okay.
Very biblical.
No, I'm kidding. It's Jonathan.
Is it?
So how you doing, man?
Dude, I'm so good.
Good.
How are
awesome.
you? You've been like heads down. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Here we are, though. We sit now together, look at each other deep in the eyes.
So what the heck have you been up to? Actually, introduce yourself.
My
give
name.
The quick high-level background.
The quick high-level background of who I am. My name is Jonathan Cottrell. I'm an Arizona native, born and raised, second generation actually. Awesome. Love Phoenix. It's my home, it's my city, and I'm really thankful to be in this neck of the woods. Awesome. Got an awesome, been married for 13 years. We just celebrated 13 years. We've got 3 amazing kids, and those are like the truest startups that I'm really working on, right? The best startups.
Right. The best investment you can
make. That's right. That's right.
Put all your money into that.
For sure. It'll last longer, right? And then, I'm entrepreneur at heart, serial starter, community builder, and I do what I can to help others. I don't know. What else you want to say?
I want to know. So I have been fortunate to be friends with you for so long, but how did you get into the entrepreneurial world? And, you've always had that spirit. And I want to piggyback that into and tie that in with your service mindset, because that's kind of the theme of this one. And
I love it.
And how it's all about giving back and doing things the right way.
That's where it's at, man. Entrepreneurial background. My grandma got me a book when I was 11 called Better Than a Lemonade Stand. 51 business ideas for kids. Game over. I was just like, okay. Started making the flyers, passing them around. Mrs. Coinis was my first customer. And I had a neighbor as a service business, right? I would go and take her newspapers up to her doorstep and garbage cans in and out when the garbage man was coming. And I'd go collect my monthly subscription rate. So that was my introduction.
So you're like the handyman.
Yeah, that's
of
right.
The neighborhood.
But really, it was just like anything I could do to, I don't know, solve a problem, make money.
So you were like a little hustler as a kid.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Like side hustling all over. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then how did you piggyback off that and come up to actually be a startup?
Yeah. Then I went kind of the career route at first. I started in digital marketing with a firm called iCrossing and grew my chops there and had some good opportunities. And then eventually out of that, like user-generated content was a big thing at the time. So my buddy and I started something that grew pretty quickly. We had hundreds of thousands of users really fast, and then sold that to Mashable in 2009.
What was that?
It was called Blipper. It was a micro media review service. So it was like, think Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, but user generated. And we grew on the backs of Twitter with 140 character reviews, and we integrated in with Twitter. So people would literally go on and they would write hundreds of reviews in a single sitting. It was insane. And it was just fun to watch.
Right.
So, yeah.
And was that like as a hobby, or do you guys?
No, we did that
passionate to do.
I mean,
company?
I liked it. I'm a movie nerd, kind of still am. So it was fun. And then we sold the business. Mashable, my partner, became chief architect over there until they sold to Ziff Davis just last year. So did that, and then I went over to GoDaddy and had some fun there. Learned a lot. And then just kind of continued down the entrepreneurial rabbit hole. I think around 2013 was the year, or maybe 2014, I can't remember right now. 2013. 2014, I stand corrected.
Boom.
And we launched YesPHX, and that was kind of my entrance into, hey, what's happening here within the entrepreneurial scene on a larger sense, and then that led to Phoenix Startup Week, and did that.
And that just blew up.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your first numbers to, where is it today? I know you passed the torch.
I did.
But
year one, we had 3 months to plan it. We had 2,500 people year one. And so that was awesome to see the community come together. There was nothing really like that at the time. And then the next year we did about 4,500. Next year, there was about 6,000, and so on and so forth. So coming up on your number 5.
So talk about, because I know that was all volunteer, correct?
Yes.
So blood, sweat, and tears. Well, where does that service mindset come from?
Well, I don't know. I mean, for me, I guess as I think about it, I just think like Phoenix is home. It's home base. I want my kids to live here. I want my grandbabies here. I want the whole, Cottrell line. I all my family's here and my friends and my community. And so as I look at it, for me, it's really just a way to love my city and to make it a better place, right? If you're going to live there, I mean, let's say you buy a house, right? You're in the house, and I'm sure we've all, especially maybe you and me being bachelors at one point or another, where it was like empty walls, and it just didn't feel homey, right? Because you're not putting in the effort to make it a home, right?
Yeah,
totally, right? It's you walk in and you're like, this is sterile and boring, and really, I think effort, the type of effort that you put into serving, giving, making a home, then you start to feel that, right? That effect translates not only then to you, but to anyone that's entering into that place and that space. And so as I look at it, Phoenix is just my bigger home, right? I don't have walls to decorate necessarily, but in a sense, there's an opportunity to leave your mark and to make it feel like a home. And that's what I want to do.
Talk more about the selfless personality you have. You're by far one of the most selfless people I know. You're quick to make an introduction. You're quick to help other people looking to hire someone. Touch on that.
I think everyone has their niche, I guess, and their mark. And if you asked me to describe myself in 3 words, I would say I'm a son, I'm a community builder, and I'm a starter. And those are really core to who I am in like my very central being. And so as a result of that, I think being a community builder, another word that I would tie into that, which I think is something that you represent too, Noah, very much, is a connector, right? You connect dots, right? There are all these dots on a blank page, and you can just start saying, oh, you need to talk with this person, and you remember names, you remember faces, you remember people, what they're up to, what they're interested in. And so that's easy and natural for me. I know it's not for everyone. And so even when Yes PHX was starting, I just basically started office hours. I would go down to the Henry. We've all been there. And I would just
live there,
carve out a day. And I had a Calendly link. I was like, hey, if you want to meet with me, I meet at the Henry on Tuesdays. And I'd meet with people from 7:30 to 5:30 every Tuesday. And I did that for 2 years. And so, as I started to calculate from between like Phoenix Start Week, I met with about 1,000 entrepreneurs, and I would just ask them, how can I help you? And really interesting answers kind of come out of that. But the best way that I found out I could help people mostly is just by making connections. Because I think really it is very much not about what you know necessarily, but who you know, who you're connected to, who you're in relationship with, and
that's why I tell people all the time. They're like, how do you have success when it comes to business development? And we live that give and you shall receive mentality. And I know that's what you do. It's, okay, if I don't do a transaction with you, if I don't, close some kind of deal, what else can I be doing to help you? And that somehow will come back.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like when it's not your driving motivation, that you've read Give and Take and that type of stuff. I mean, that ideal of, hey, there's takers out there. That's a slim percentage. Most people are matchers.
Yep.
There's like this quid pro quo mentality that they're operating in at all times. But how do you really cultivate a spirit that says, hey, I'm going to give, I'm not expecting anything back. And legitimately operating in that way. But I think it's not necessarily that's the mindset for me. My mission is to really just love as well as I can. And I think as I think through that, ultimately it just comes down to relationship. And I want to be friends with people, right? I like being friends. My son the other day, my middle, Tolman, and we were talking about some stuff, and he said, Dad, you know what I like about you? He says, you have so many friends. He goes, I want to have so many friends too. He says, and I really try. I try to be the best friend that I can. And I was like, dude, that's
like the coolest thing you could hear.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
I loved it, and I told him, I got to tell him, I'm like, you know what, you are a good friend. I watch him so intentionally try to be a friend
Right.
to others, and I think that's what it comes down to. It like I'm not looking to gain anything. I'm not networking for some business reason, and I know you're not doing the same. It's fun.
Right.
You want to build friendships.
You love people.
That's it.
Right. And it's our personality. What are we?
We're sevens.
Sevens.
Oh, wait. No,
the T and
pardon
G.
me. I just went to Enneagram. You're an ENFP.
ENFP.
That's it. Myers-Briggs.
Yep.
Noah and I are the same Myers-Briggs.
So funny.
We were talking one day, and I was like, "You are totally an ENFP," and he's like, "What?" He took the test. Boom.
Boom. Like spot on. Like so spot on. I love it. Dude, tell us about the book.
Well,
Are we allowed to talk about that yet?
I can talk about
Okay.
it. Sure. There's no.
Because you've been heads down.
I mean, I've been heads down with various things. I think I've been in a stage of a little bit of rest and recoup. I think just need I haven't been running a business for the last year and a half, and I just needed a break, honestly, from my life for a little bit, and it's been healthy for me, and there were a lot of reasons for that. And so out of that too, though, one of the things that I did over the last few months is I wrote a book, and I got a publishing deal. So that it's yet to be announced when the date will be, but it's very much spiritual in nature, but very much about that ideal of rest and how do you operate out of that type of place. And that has nothing to do with how much you're sleeping. I mean, it has something to do with it.
Right.
But I think it very much has to do with how are you going about and allowing not necessarily just yourself to be the sustainer of everything. And I just believe that very much for myself, I know I can't just continue to sustain or do things out of my own power, my own strength, and looking at what's the real root of that and how do I accomplish more by virtue of almost like kind of getting out of the way. So there's more to come about it, but yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome. Anything else you want to share with everyone that you're up to with your family? The holidays, we're going to be in the thick of things by the time this thing comes out.
This is awesome. So talking about giving mentality, one of the things that as a family that there are two things I'd love for people to know about. Number one, yes, PHX for a few years now, we're trying to cultivate and build the world's most generous community for entrepreneurs. And so one of the ways that we saw that opportunity to do that is to partner in with other groups in town that are doing that exact thing and putting their money where their mouth is. And so a few years back, took a group from the Phoenix community down to Mexico and we built a home.
It's a Rocky Point.
Yeah, and that was awesome. Last year we went down, we built 3 homes. This year, my goal, I hope we go down and build at least 6 homes, which means we need 120 people to come down to Mexico with us.
When?
January 24th to the 27th.
Okay.
If you visit yesphx.com/Mexico, you can get all the information, sign up. You just have to sign up by January 15th. And we would love to see whoever can go down. It's a life-changing experience. You start with a plot of dirt on a Thursday, and you leave with a home intact that you donate to a family in need.
And if need be, transportation, you guys could work together.
Totally.
Carpooling,
That's
places to stay. Some people camp.
Yep. Absolutely. There's all sorts of, the fee covers your lodging, your food, the materials for the build, everything. It's very affordable. So yesphx.com/Mexico, all the details are there. The other thing I'll mention is, speaking of kind of that give back, one of the things my family has done for a few years now is we, especially at the holidays time, but we always try and keep bags and boxes for the homeless in our car. So my kids are always spotting for people as we drive by. Well, there was an Arizona Children's Business Fair just this last weekend, and my kids decided that, hey, they wanted to kind of share and spread that. So worked with my daughter, built a website, all this, check it out, swellway.com. And really it now is empowering others to know what to put together to give out to those in need. And the cool thing is we actually had a local business, Arcadia Premium, say, hey, no, this is so amazing. I want to start selling the boxes in my store. So
Oh,
my
wow.
kids have these boxes that are being sold in the store. They're learning about business through the process. Also expanding this awesome mission to love the homeless, our neighbors, right where they're at. And they're selling out like crazy. They just brought in inventory a couple days ago. They're sold out. They have to take out more. Then they're going to take more on Saturday. It's amazing.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Have they read the Lemonade book?
I mean, my daughter did.
Yeah.
Yes, my daughter did. My son has yet to read it, but he's actually more money oriented than my daughter. So we'll see.
Awesome. Well, dude, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, all the good stuff.
All of it.
Yeah.
So good to see you.
So good to see you, dude. Appreciate it. Till next time.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank you. Boom. I'm not gonna do a sign off or anything. I just want to kind of fade in, fade out.
I think you should do that as your sign off. Fade in, fade out.
Fade in, fade out. There's so many people I
So
want
this
to
is-
talk to.
So
Like, I get to talk
I
to
love
people all
podcasts.
day.
Yeah.
And this
Might
is more
as well
of a
just do
video
it over
cast.
this.
Right.